And we're on. All right. Welcome to the Alien Invasion number 227, recorded on Thursday, August 17th, 2017. I'm Dave Nelson, along with Brad Ludwig. Coming up on this episode, extraterrestrials are among us. Are you one? And aliens have a roadmap to Earth. Those stories, plus our sightings and picks. Before all that, though, the question. And the question is the following. How do you think aliens might mask the fact that they're invading Earth? Say they come to Earth and they want to do a sneak attack. How would they go about doing that, Brad? Have an opinion on this? Do you have a thought or two?
Yeah, I think that the best way to do it would be to sow unrest among the masses.
Ooh.
So that everybody's distracted and focusing on disasters or other riots or other things that are going on.
Okay, I like that a lot.
And you just kind of slide in under the radar.
My thought is, and there's a conspiracy theory going on, that this is sort of my idea, but not really, that they would arrive with an asteroid or a comet. Like they would hide behind the asteroid or in the comet's tail. And then they just like drop off. They'd and then they'd cruise on over to Earth and start havocing. Havocing? No, that's not.
I just like your.
I don't know. Some other ways they could get involved in politics and become the leader of a country and ruin said country. That's a thought.
That could happen.
I'm not saying that that's related to anything in real life. I'm just saying, that's a possibility if the aliens wanted to take over stealthily.
That could work.
Any other ones? Let's get a couple more here. So they're approaching Earth and they don't want to be seen. They could they could do Star Trek First Contact. They could hide behind the moon. Well, that's kind of like my asteroid idea. Never mind. Remember when the Enterprise was behind the moon and the Vulcans arrived? First Contact Day. They didn't
yep.
Yep. I think that's it. I think that's all we got.
Yeah, I think those would be the best ways to go about it.
All right. If you have any thoughts, dear listener, let us know. Contact at gncasts.com, 805-328-3966, or jump on to our website and leave us feedback via our speak pipe, gncasts.com. And speak! All right, first story. Story number uno. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. All right. So, Brad, you have the first story.
I do. This is kind of sad, actually.
Oh, why did you start the show with a sad
story? Well, it could be sad or it could be good. It could be, let's find out here. Aliens could conquer Earth and destroy humanity by following dangerous maps NASA foolishly sent into space.
Stupid NASA.
Yeah. Now you're probably wondering, how could you hem and haw and have that be good news? Well, I mean, we don't really have proof that they're going to be evil aliens. So anyways, we'll get back into it here. Back in the optimistic early days of space exploration.
You have to do your old man voice.
I'm sorry. Back in the optimistic early days of space exploration, everyone thought it was a great idea to offer aliens a chart telling them how to find planet Earth. But Now astronomers fear this decision could prove to be disastrous.
Dun, dun, dun. Wish we had the
I know, I missed the old soundboard.
soundboard.
Frank Drake, an American astronomer. He sounds like an adventurer, doesn't he? Frank Drake.
He does. Yeah, you're right.
An American astronomer and famed alien hunter, oh, see, there we go, worked with NASA to design maps which were placed inside Pioneer 10 and 11, as well as Voyagers 1 and Voyagers 2. It's not Voyagers, I'm sorry, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. All four.
Of course, one of them would turn out to be Voyager.
Yes. I think that was Voyager 1 that turned into Voyager, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. All four of these spaceships have now left the solar system and are speeding through deep space. The plaque placed aboard the Pioneer craft shows a man and a woman alongside a basic map which plots the position of Earth compared to a distant pulse. They wrote this poorly. Position of Earth compared to, to distant pulsar stars, which are bright and long-lasting, so could still direct aliens our way if they are found millions of years from now. Voyager was fitted with golden records, which can be played to reveal natural sounds and even images from Earth. A similar pulsar map is engraved on the front of the records. In those days, all the people I dealt with were optimists, and they thought the ETs would probably be friendly. Drake told National Geographic, nobody thought even for a few seconds about whether this might be a dangerous thing to do. The halcyon days of optimism.
Famous.
Yeah. Many scientists now believe contacting extraterrestrials is a spectacularly bad idea. Professor Stephen Hawking recently warned that meeting an advanced civilization could be like Native Americans encountering Columbus. Yikes. That didn't turn out so well, he said. Yeah, he's right. He claimed alien life could be rapacious marauders. What a word. Rapacious marauders roaming the cosmos in search of resources to plunder, they're pirates, I guess, and planets to conquer and colonize. Now, of course, this story is from thesun.co.uk, so a little sensationalism in there for you.
I have a reaction to this story, Brad.
Yes?
Oh, hang on. It's not playing.
Aw.
I found the soundboard, but now it's not playing.
Nice. Alan.
Oh, back in the day. Takes you back, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Interesting story, sir. So, explain to me in the most basic sense how this roadmap works. And I say road in quotations because there aren't any roads in space.
There are no roads in space. All right. Since you have asked, and oh crap, since I don't have, hang on a second, I might be able to help you visualize how this would work, Dave.
Oh, I can't wait.
That sounded sarcastic, Dave.
No, not at all.
Okay, here we go. And I'm going to, okay, for those of you who are checking us out on YouTube, okay, so, yeah, you're going to see a couple of nude people here in this drawing. So, for this particular map, here we have, down at the bottom, is our solar system, right? And this states that we are like the third from the sun here.
Okay.
And that this particular craft that they have managed to get, which actually has this map and the picture of humans, went around. Oh, what is that? That would be Venus or Jupiter. That'd be Jupiter, in between Jupiter and Saturn. And it got slung out, and that was the course that it took. This, which looks like a big starburst.
Yeah, it's a circle with all these like lines jutting out.
Yeah, that is the pulsar.
What pulsar? We don't have a pulsar nearby.
Well, they're using that for. I wish we could. Let me see if I can blow this up.
Blow it up, man.
I think that we're missing a little bit of the. I thought that they had some kind of sort of a legend or something like that to kind of explain where we were in relationship to this star that's going to last a very, very long time.
Okay. But I think we're kind of understanding. We understand what's going on, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, of course, this was done before Pluto was off the list. But anyways, okay. So there you go, YouTube viewers.
There's naked people, and then what's the thing behind the naked people? It looks like
that is the craft.
Oh, okay.
There's the dish, and there's it had the kind of the pyramid framework for the antenna dish.
Okay, so what's the two circles at the top?
If I recall correctly, this is the illustration of hydrogen, or shoot. It's supposed to be like one of the basic building blocks, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
I thought it was. Hang on, let me see if they explain any more. No, they don't. Shoot.
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure that's.
I thought it was like hydrogen or carbon or something like that. And well, if I'm wrong, dear listeners, contact us at aliens@gncast.com.
All right, cool. So I hope that if they are friendly, they're more than welcome to use the map. If they aren't friendly, I hope they don't. I hope they look at it and go, "What does all that mean?" It's all Greek to me.
Or they take a wrong turn. Harold, why don't you stop and get directions?
You never want to ask people where to go. You should have turned right at Flower Car 7. All right, that's good enough. All right, let's stop that there. All right. Let's do let's rap a little bit. Hang on. All right. There we go. Let's rippity rap. All right, Brad, what's new? What's going on? What's happening? What's new in your world?
Well, Nessa and I have now officially set our wedding date and have the church booked.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Two more steps down. A billion more to go.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've got that, and then today, this day that we're recording is Thursday. On Saturday, in 2 days, we are going to be putting the money down on the actual reception venue. So
the stuff's getting real.
Yeah, getting very real. So June 30th, Dave. June 30th.
I need to put that on my calendar because I'm going to be there.
With bells on, perhaps?
Yes. I'm going to get bells at the airport. If we drive, I'll pick it up on the way there. Cool. Anything else going on? I'm guessing it's all wedding stuff, right? That's what your life is dominated with right now.
Yeah, for the most part. I can't think of anything else that's going on that's like taking up a lot of time. Yeah, that's consumed our minds at this point. So,
trying to think what's going on here. My busy summer is coming to a close. Stephanie's back at work. I've only got 2 weeks left of just crazy hours, and it's back to somewhat normality. I saw a bird standing on the ground today, looking at a fence, just standing still, and I don't know what's going on. The bird disappeared when I wasn't out there, so I'm guessing maybe he was asleep. Do birds sleep standing up? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
To the Googles.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
I would love to know. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Do birds sleep standing?
Ah, okay. So perching birds, what is it? Passerines or perching birds stand on their toes, not the flats of their feet as humans do, depending on the species. Birds sleep while standing or sitting with their feet locked on perches.
All right.
So there is that potentially was a sleeping bird that you saw, sir.
All right. Good to know. I feel like I was going crazy for a while. All right. I'm just normal crazy, not crazy. All right. We're just flying by. We're flying by. We're flying through this. All right. Let's talk about my story. I forgot what my story was. Oh, now I remember. Okay. All right. Are you ready for this, Brad? This is going to blow your mind.
Is it?
Yes. Extraterrestrials that look like humans are among us.
What?
Okay, we need to do that again. Hang on. ET that looks like us are among us. Now I remember why we got rid of the soundboard. That shocking claim was made by Marcus Allen, who is the publisher of the UK alternative news magazine Nexus, which provides monthly updates for so-called truthers on conspiracy theories and other alternative philosophies. Mr. Allen made the staggering claim to a packed audience of the 27th Glastonbury Symposium, an annual event dedicated to all things paranormal and New Age. I hope this guy doesn't, I should have looked into him. I hope he doesn't make some claims that we don't like. I apologize if that's the case. Okay, he claimed that there was a difference between aliens and extraterrestrials, and that both of them were already on Earth, but their existence has been covered up by world leaders. He said, aliens do not look like us, but ETs, extraterrestrials, do look like us. What the hell's the difference between aliens and extraterrestrials?
I'm not sure.
I don't think there is a difference. I don't know. There could be some here. No, he says there could be some here in now, and you wouldn't know. I think they're that in. It should be saying there could be some here now, and you wouldn't know. The person next to you could be an alien, and you would have no idea. Is that a scary thought, or is that a cool thought?
I think that's a little scary. But with what we mentioned before, if you're going to like start riots and things like that, spread chaos and mayhem, now would be the time.
I wonder if they're like the ones that are here now. Well, wait a second. So The aliens don't look like us, but ETs, extraterrestrials, do. So maybe the aliens are like V. Like they had like a human look, but they were actually like lizard aliens. They were like masks they wore, right?
Yes. So crazy.
All right. So he then extended the theory to suggest that all humans could, in fact, be aliens who came to Earth from another planet before our primitive ancestors. We've talked about this a few times. I think a couple episodes ago we discussed it. I believe when I was talking about my pick for Ancient Aliens, that episode that we talked about.
Yeah, and when we've talked about panspermia before too.
Yeah,
so
that's sort of the same thing, but not really, because I think what he means is actual living, breathing aliens, not like your human beings are somewhat made of things from outside of this planet. Really, I think there's a difference there. Let's see. Mr. Allen said, in a way, we are all the extraterrestrials. Wait a second. Back up. Back the bus up. Going back to the part, he said aliens. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I thought he got that backwards. So aliens don't look like us, but extraterrestrials do. Okay. He suggested we may have originated from another planet in our distant past, or at least some of us may have. His claim appears to be in keeping with the popular Ancient Aliens conspiracy, that Ancient Aliens episode that I was talking about. Theory that suggests our ancient ancestors were visited by advanced intelligent aliens from outer space who helped civilizations create great monuments such as the pyramids of Giza and Stonehenge, and were later worshipped as gods. The episode of Ancient Aliens that was brought up the last time on the show was the one that some aliens are Bigfoot, or Bigfoot is the tool of aliens. That's what the subject of that was. Mr. Allen is best known as, oh boy, a moon landings conspiracy theorist.
Oh boy.
Who believes that NASA faked the Apollo missions by filming footage of astronauts on the moon inside studios before deceiving the world. I don't like Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen can go to hell.
Alan!
Oh, wait a second. Missed opportunity. Hang on. Mr. Allen could go to hell.
Alan!
It was longer than I thought it was.
That's what she said.
I need a drum roll or a drum rim shot. There you go. The space agency also says after all of its exploration throughout the solar system, it has found no evidence of intelligent aliens or even the most basic forms of life existing anywhere. Well, the search is not done yet. The search continues. The search. What's that Survivor song? Oh, that's The Search Is Over, right? Remember that song? The Search Is Over?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. That took a little while to remember.
Yeah. I think we played on Boom. Pretty sure we played. Anyways, this is interesting. I found this on express.co.uk. They have some great stuff on there. They're like the ultimate replacement for News of the World. News of the what is it? News of the World? No. What's the crazy thing that used to be at checkout stands where we used to get some of our alien stories early on? That weekly,
world news,
weekly world news,
weekly. Gosh,
Weird World Weekly. Wait a second. That's a podcast.
Yep. Gosh, The Sun, which we just read from, and yeah, before they pulled up the tent stakes on that. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. World news. Hang on. One up.
Weekly World News.
Weekly World News.
All right. I had to do is do a Google search for Bat Boy. And the Weekly World News was the winner.
All right. So, crazy conspiracy theorists everywhere. Your platform is waiting for you at, hang on, express.co.uk. I'm sure they'll be really happy to listen to your story and publish it on their website. All right. That's that story. Hang on. Okay, bye, Beatmaster. Going to bed. All right. We are cruising through this, my friend. All right. Let's do the sighting, huh? Hey, let's do the sighting. Hey, this is stuff, sighting stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight.
You're just having a good time. That's all it is.
Yeah. Why not? Life is too short.
Life is way too short.
Yeah. Okay, so somewhere in the world, somebody saw something that may or may not be an extraterrestrial visiting our fine planet. Or it could be just a random light source in the sky, or
but we can guarantee it was an unidentified flying object.
See, that's the thing. People always make that mistake by saying, "Oh, it's a UFO." Well, obviously it is a UFO. What they should say is, "Oh, it's a flying saucer," or "Oh, it's an alien craft," right?
Yep, there is a distinct difference.
So you brought the sighting this week. So what do you got?
I have an interesting sighting that was reported to MUFON. Sorry. It had 3 witnesses. It lasted about an hour, and it happened at 11 p.m. They described it. Well, let's go into the full description and details that they wrote up. Excuse me, the poster of this, so when I say I, it is not me, it is the person that wrote up this report. I lived in a 5-story building. Late at night, around 11 p.m., I was sitting on a windowsill looking out the window. At that time, I was 10 years old. It was probably April or May of 1991. We moved in June. Okay. So that night, my father was coming home late, and I was sitting on the windowsill waiting for him. My mother was in the kitchen. The strange part about the whole sighting is this. I'm just going to describe how it happened. I am looking out the window. It's dark. I am very familiar with the view from this window. I sit there often, not looking at anything in particular, just looking out the window waiting for my father. I sit and occasionally see a neighbor come home. Someone leaves, lights turn on in some flats, so we know that this is like in the UK or something like that. Turn off, I sit. Then from the corner of my eye, right eye if it matters, I see something blink. It is located on the roof of the building across from ours, a little to the right. I look to that spot on the roof and there's nothing there. Remember, it's dark and some distance away. Not far, maybe half a football field. The building, I'm trying to get the right inflection and pauses in here so it doesn't sound so weird, but this is like a big run-on paragraph, and that's not necessarily the poster's fault. It's just the formatting that got kicked out here. The building is 5 stories tall. I am on the 4th floor. I looked away. I looked straight. I see the light again, but from the corner of my eye. I look at it, and it's not there. It goes on for a while, maybe 15 minutes. Then I look at it, and it's there on the roof. I know that roof. My grandmother's sister his
lives in that building.
Great aunt. Okay, lives in that building. The lights are there. Red light pulsating slower than the row of blue lights that are below the red light. I cannot tell the shape or whatever the lights are on. I tell my mom. She comes to the window and sees nothing. But I see it. She does not. I insist that she look again. She sees it too. We just stare. Then she grabs the phone and calls the neighbor above us. He is sleeping. They have exactly the same floor plan as us, one floor up. She tells him to look out of his window. He sees nothing. He comes down to us. Same thing. Eventually, he sees it too. The lights are there. It's about midnight. Dad is still not home. We watch for it. We watch it for a while. There we go. We have no idea what it is. The neighbor goes home. Mom tells me to go to bed. I do. In the morning, there is nothing there. Same old roof. Dad does not believe us. Nobody does. Can the sighting be explained as any conventional man-made or natural object? No, it's like it was invisible until you trained your eye to see it.
I have my doubts about this. I really do. Like, you can look at something long enough and convince your mind that you're seeing some shape, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think it was just his mind playing tricks on him. Unfortunately. I'd love that to be true. I'd love this story to actually have happened. Well, to him it did actually happen, but I would love it that it was just like a flying saucer hanging on the roof. I just said roof. Roof. Sorry.
The roof. The roof is on fire.
Saying roof is definitely like you say roof, but I think saying roof is definitely like a Minnesota thing. And I've noticed it in other like Midwestern states more to the west, like Nebraska and South Dakota.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Aren't words fun?
They are. And especially when people pronounce them differently or
I notice that all the
accents.
time being an American in Canada. It happens. I hear it all the time.
Anessa was saying that I can't remember if I mentioned this in a previous show, but Anessa's mother is not a native English speaker. So if I talk to her mother about something that may be kind of complex, like I was helping her install a new light and she had some questions and I was trying to explain some things to her, I talk a little bit slower just to give her processing time. Like I said, because she's not a native English speaker. And Anessa was saying that my Wisconsin accent became more pronounced as the slower I talked.
There's a thing with Canadians, and I think it may not be all Canadians. I think it's probably an Ontario thing or parts of Ontario because it's a huge province. But when they explain things, their voice goes like this, and it sounds like they're asking a question. And I've caught myself doing that. I've been here long enough for that to happen. Wanted to throw in something real quick that happened to me this week. I didn't see a UFO, but I was on the air on Saturday and got an email from this person that emails in all the time. But he said, I got this picture of, I took a capture of a webcam. They have a webcam set up for the Parliament building.
Oh, okay.
So he's watching the webcam and he noticed an object floating in the sky to the right of what they call the center block, which is the it's got the clock tower, the highest part of the building. And I made a blog about it and it got a crazy amount of hits, like crazy amount of page views. I'm like, oh my God, people are actually really interested in weird alien UFO stuff. He said that he could definitely see, like he processed the picture. He put the picture through processing and also sent on like a negative, whatever that's called,
Oh, okay, yeah.
where the colors are reversed or whatever, and you could see actual structure on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it could be just a drone, but we thought it kind of looks like a UFO, so why not hype it up as a UFO? It was fun. So that's my little sighting for the week.
Nice.
All right, let's move on to our picks and warnings. And I am first. Oh, funny story. I forgot that I had a pick already, so I watched something else today. So I've got a pick for next time. I forgot that Stephanie and I had watched a movie last week, which you'll find out about in a second. Picks and warnings time. These are things that we have entertained ourselves with, relating somehow to aliens and extraterrestrials. And mine is the movie Life. Remember that? Came out earlier this year. It starred Ryan Reynolds and hang on one second. I'm not good with names. Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, I don't recall it at all.
They're on the space station. They're on the international.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
They bring a probe. Well, a probe goes to Mars, picks up a sample, like a soil sample, and then comes back, and they capture it. And there's a scientist guy who later turns out, we find out that he is actually like paralyzed. But it doesn't matter when you're in 0G. He doesn't need to be able to move his legs, right? So that was kind of neat. He's the scientist, and he starts doing like experiments with the soil, like charging it with things or infusing it with, like, he changes the temperature. He adds different types of chemicals to match the Mars atmosphere, and that doesn't work. And then he realized, oh, we should make the atmosphere what it was millions of years ago. So he does that, and life appears, like a microbial life form. But the problem is, it keeps getting bigger.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
And comedy ensues. No, death and destruction ensue. It doesn't end well for the crew of the International Space Station. I'll just leave it at that.
Wow.
But I'm not spoiling anything because you see it all in the trailer for it.
Yeah.
This is as close as you will get to the original Alien without being Alien. Like, it's got all the hallmarks of Alien. But it's not Alien. It's called Life. And I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 flying saucers. It's really good, really scary. Like, both Stephanie and I jumped at points in the film. She couldn't watch certain scenes. She's like, can you explain what's going on? Tell me when it's over. So we got the bejesus scared out of us, and it was a good film. And I thought Ryan Reynolds did a great job. Deadpool did an awesome job in this. He's in a new movie this weekend that's coming. It's or was it last weekend? It was last weekend. The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of funny. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for Life. It's available now through your video on demand or pay-per-view, as it's called in some places. And I highly recommend it. Life. Give it a watch. All right, Brad. What did you watch, listen to, read, played this week?
Well, I actually got a chance last night to build characters for a role-playing game called Starfinder.
Oh, neat.
And This is, it's based off of Pathfinder, which is D&D 3.5. And what's interesting about it is that it takes place in the same solar system as the Pathfinder books, essentially, the main Pathfinder world. But that world has disappeared. There was just a time where it just boop and it was gone.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, nobody knows how or why. But the rest of the solar system went on, and there are a number of different races that you can play. Now, I wish I had bought the book. A friend of mine just got his book yesterday or the day before. They're releasing this at Gen Con at the same time, which is happening right now.
Oh, your partner for Adventure Party is down there, right?
Correct. Glenn is down there. Yep. Now, there are a number of different races. They do have an android race, which is kind of interesting. And obviously not alien, but they have one of the races is the Vesk. And they're reptilian. Think of like a very big, stocky reptile, and they are really geared for battle. So, I mean, if you were to think about it, they would be like in classic D&D, like a fighter. You know, they would have a sword or an axe or whatever, and they just go to town. Well, I mean, they could have melee weapons, hand-based weapons like swords and that, but you obviously have laser weapons and conventional guns and things like that. And we spent some time like going through some of the races, and I wish I would have taken notes so I could have them all written down, but I did not. But they have a rat-like race, which, oh gosh, I thought I had this all locked down, and I did not. Let's see. Oh, okay. There's a different race that they're humanoid, and they have 4 arms, and they are the Kasatha. And their planet is a desert-like planet called Kaseth. And their home world is dying. The star is dying, so they've kind of made a huge world ship.
Okay, as you describe these aliens, I'm going to make noises that are appropriate to them. So this is the desert planet. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Go
ahead. We've got the Lashunta, which are they're also humanoid. They look far more human than the 4-armed Kasheths that I just spoke of. But they are psychics. They're more adept at psychic abilities.
Reading
then then we've got the Shirin, which are a insectoid race.
And all their first names are Ed.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. And they've got the Yosoki, which are they're like rats or mice. Basically, they're smaller. You know, they're probably like about maybe 2 feet tall, but they look like humanoid mice. They, walk on 2 legs, and it's really, I'm going to do a cut here real quick. So if you're checking us out on the YouTubes, you can see, here's the Yosoki.
Neat. Yeah. Humanoid mouse.
Yeah. I'm going to go back. The Vesk I was talking about, which it kind of looks like a exotic sort of a lizard, like a bearded lizard or something like that, with the little spikes in this particular picture. But they are very bulky, very beefy individuals, and they're really geared more towards fighting. Here are the Shirin, which are the insectoid race.
Okay.
The Lashunta, which look, like I said, far more human than.
Yep.
And, oops, one more.
Oh, the four-armed one.
Yep, here's the four-armed race, the Kasatha. And you see this one is using mystical abilities. What's really kind of interesting is in Starfinder, okay, in regular Pathfinder, you have like druids and you have mages and you have clerics and you have different branches of magic which have their own pros and cons, but they do have a classification of magic user. And I can't remember what the heck class that's called now, but they can use, like if you were to compare it to Pathfinder type magic, it's like they get to use a number of different types of magic, which is really kind of interesting. So this is going to be a very big learning process for us to kind of retool. And here's the android race, which, like I said, obviously not alien, but so there you go.
Cool.
So yeah, in this game, you are traveling about, and you could be a mercenary, you could be an adventurer, you could be, out and about for whatever reason. And each class, like I decided I was going to be an android mechanic. Mechanic is my class. Mm-hmm. So I have bonuses to work with computers and mechanical items, fixing engines, fixing whatever. And then I took a theme, which is kind of interesting. You have these three different things. You have your race, your class, and a theme. And the theme I took was Spacefarer. So I am an android mechanic spacefarer. So I just want to travel space and check things out.
Cool.
So it's really kind of and like I said, this was just released, so we haven't had a chance to really dig into some of the other differences. Yes, it's Pathfinder and it's based around that framework, but there are some differences. And we're going to start getting into those a little bit when we start to play. So perhaps I will give an update when we actually play Starfinder. It'll probably be another month because we're going to be playing another science fiction based game, which I'm playing an alien in that one, and I can talk about that more probably next time.
Cool. So you can't really give any kind of rating, right?
As much as I would like to be able to give a rating, I really can't right now. You're right. I'm gonna jump back here. Yeah, I can't really give a rating right now just because we haven't dug into it too deeply. I can say based on the character creation process, it was a little different. A little confusing, but like I said, it was the first time that we were doing it. But I like the way that they've kind of planned out these races, the different classes and the themes. Just reading through them, they seem to be really well thought out. And the bonuses that and the, like I said, there's pros and cons. You can get bonuses or you can have points taken away for certain things. And it all seems to be really, really wonderful. So at this point, as a tentative, I've just created a character. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars.
All right.
Saucers. Sorry.
Okay, right. All right. So in review, we had Starfinder and Life. Creepy extraterrestrial movie that takes place in space, and there's death. I can guarantee you there's death. And we'll put the links to both of these in the show notes. You can check them out for yourself. All right. I forgot to do the partner read, so we'll do that right now. Ooh, I got to record. Not recording. That would help to record. We need how would you like to be our partner? Brad, do you want another partner?
Sure. Who doesn't?
Yeah, we could use all the partners we could get. And you could be our partner just by going to gncasts.com/support and clicking on that Patreon link. And there's different levels of partners. There's the basic one where you just $1 a month, and you get the reward of just being our partner. And then we have the bonuses that you get. For example, getting your name mentioned on the podcast, or even getting a whole message read. Say you want to promote a book coming out. I'm talking to you, JF Dubois. You could put a message on all of our podcasts, but on this podcast too. We'll read a message. Another level is you get bonus content. You get right now, you get Gregor's comic book release, Patreon podcast. So please become our partner. We'd really appreciate it. Go to gncasts.com/support. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Alien Invasion. Let me record that and start over again. All right. That's going to do it for this edition of the Alien Invasion, a Galactic Network podcast. If you'd like to read more about the stories that we covered on this episode, click the links in the show notes. Clicky, click, click, clickety, clickety, click. We'd like to thank Monkey Warhol for giving us our intro music, a song called Alien Syndrome. You can find that and all of his music at monkeywarhol.bandcamp.com. Also, thanks to Rutward van Dernberg, a composer from Germany, for our closing song called Be Water. Learn more about him by going to the Caravel, TheCaravel.net. And finally, thanks to Ben Olson.
Hi, Ben.
For recording our disclaimer audio at the very start of this episode. Go to benolson.com for more about him. All right. Final thoughts, Mr. Brad.
I think I've had my brain partially sucked out with just getting everything wedding wise set up.
So you're gonna blame wedding planning for the lack of final thoughts.
Yes.
Your thought is the fact that all the wedding planning has given you brain fry and you can't think of a final thought.
Correct.
All right. So it's a final thought about a final thought.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly right. I knew you'd understand, Dave.
We'll leave it at that. And thanks everybody for watching. We will or listening. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
I should really have a final thought too. But I don't. Thanks our two viewers. I'm guessing one of them is Growly Bear. Possibly. He hasn't. Growly Bear, we had a chat room that you could have joined. Although I think he's on the train every time that we're doing this. But he could get the mobile IRC client and follow us there.
There we go. Boom.
All right. So let's plan to take next week off, but we'll return in 2 weeks. And I will get caught up because I'm still behind one episode. So I will produce. I plan on producing last week's episode tomorrow, and then I will produce this episode next week. So starting off, actually, it may not seem like we're every other week. the way it goes for at least for the first couple. I think.
Seems legit.
I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to shut off the stream now.